What nerdigans, this is the one and only Packer Girl 89 of Nerdigans, and today's Manga Nerdigan live reaction video is going to be for PPPPPP chapter 57. So before I get into this recap and live reaction, let me just remind you to hit that like, share, and subscribe buttons. And because of course this channel alone, this video are not sponsored, and we ain't sponsored by Swishin, we ain't sponsored by Manga Plus, and we ain't sponsored by Viz. And considering how much we promote Manga Plus on this channel, it's kind of surprising, right? But if you love what we're doing and want to help keep this operation alive and kicking, so we can keep bringing you more anime and manga content, whether it be news, analysis, or live reactions like this one, feel free to hit up our Cash App and PayPal links are in the description box below. So last chapter really confirmed what's going on with Fanta, or what's been going on with Fanta. Like, he has really been dealing with abandonment issues, and he resents Mama for basically abandoning him, kind of similar to what Reijiro was dealing with, but in a different way, where it's to the point where he resents her. And oh god, some of the shit that he has dealt with, yeah, it is very, very interesting indeed. It makes me question some of the things that have happened over the years. But something that got him thinking is because no one was at his level. He just lived in that fantasy world. But then Sadame came into his realm. And, you know, remember, Sadame relates to Fanta in a way, because they do have, you know, family issues. And, you know, close the fantasy park. And it's, you know, got Fanta second guessing himself a little bit. But anyways, let's get to this chapter, see what's in store for us this week. And this chapter is titled The Precious Theme Park That Rains Jewels. And look at this. Look how small it is now. And compare it to like the title page from last week, where the fantasy world, you know, was on top of Fanta's head. And it looked like it's, you know, starting to disappear. And it really is starting to disappear. It's getting really close to disappearing this week, in this week's title page, which I gotta tell you is brilliant. I really like it. It's to the point where Fanta is back in reality. Sonata was able to play for the entire audience. The maestro hasn't said anything. What's he thinking? Lucky performed as planned, and he was able to do so with the audience in mind. I thought something was different with him, but maybe he's all right. Next is Fauna Otogami. What's he going to do? The lights turned off. Oh, there's the fantasy world. It's disappeared. Huh? Whoa, for real? This train, it's Lucky's train. He used the shattered pieces of the theme park to recreate it? Now, everyone, we've arrived at the closest train station. Please depart from the train through the ticket gate and head home. What? Get off the train? Head home? Can we? The door looks like a ticket gate. Look at the exit. The ticket gate? Oh, wow, you're right. Now, please go on ahead. Ooh. Get off the train and head home, feeling wonderful while looking at the beautiful night sky. Well, it's not their actual home. It's the college they've come to know. This is your regular life. But today is the last day. Enjoy the rest of the festival. Congratulations on your graduation. Thank you for coming. It would be an honor if someday you look back longing to hear this performance again. This is brilliant. Okay, now we need to talk about this, because holy shit, there's a lot to talk about this. I am so glad I read this first, and then we're going to go into this. Because there's so much meaning in this. There is, from start to finish. getting off the train, and this goes all the way back to Sadame coming into the park and closing it, telling Fonta it's time to wake up, to come back to reality, that to leave the fantasy and come to reality, to come to terms with with your mom before it's too late, before you never see her again, because she is dying. Um, and and then we saw Lucky, with Lucky's performance, Fonta saw her on the train, and that's where he was confronting the abandonment issues, because he has been, let's be real, last chapter kind of proved he's been avoiding the abandonment issues for so long. He has been avoiding it for so long, and that's why the fantasy, he had that fantasy park. That was his coping mechanism, was that fantasy park, and he, because he just didn't want to face it. And after someone was on his level, because no one was on his level. And once Adame came in and said, "Look, I'm on the same level as you. I've been there. You know, it's time to go." He understood. And then look at that. And you can make the same argument here with comparing it. Let's compare it to college here. When you're in college, it it's like a whole nother world. You're living your life, whether for better or for worse, right? It's different. It's different from the real world. It is. And when you go into the real world, it's hard. It's hard to find a job unless you're lucky, unless the skills that you have work that you've gotten from college work, unless you have the right degree or whatnot. Um, you have, and especially with high school too. Oh God, that's what graduation really is. The fantasy that you had, in the fantasy world that you were in with your friends, and all that shit. Everything changes when you graduate, when you leave. The fantasy world you had shatters, just like this. Uh, and look at that. Look at Saddam, but look at the look on Sadame's face as this is happening. Notice it's just Sadame here, because this is Fonta's answer to Sadame specifically. And I love it. This is so brilliant. It is brilliant. Well, for real, this train, it's Lucky's train. He used the shattered pieces of the theme park to recreate it. Now, everyone, we've arrived at the closest train station. Please depart from the train through the ticket gate and head home. What, get off the train and head home? Can we? The door looks like a ticket gate. Look at the exit, the ticket gate. Wow, you're right. Now, please go on ahead. And here we go. And look at that. This is, it's interesting how the piano strings, like the way they look from this angle, how they look like buildings as well, right? Yeah. And it's transitioning into the train, or yeah, it looks like the top. It looks like the top of the train, and how it transitions into the train, and they're walking, and you know, the fantasy is gone. Get off the train and at home, feeling wonderful while looking at the beautiful night sky, because you're. This is that feeling of accomplishment, of graduating, of all that hard work that they put into whilst being in college, and finally getting that degree that they've been working so hard towards. Well, it's not their actual home, it's the college they've come to know. This is your regular life, but today is the last day. Today is the last day of college, and enjoy the rest of the festival. Congratulations on your graduation. Thank you for coming. It would be an honor if someday you look back longing to hear this performance again. Looking back to, you know, just like with college, it'd be be an honor someday you look back longing to hear, to come back to, or just to, well, obviously here bound to perform, but just longing a longing for those days and all that shit. But this is so beautiful. What a beautiful way to conclude this. I really love, let's be real, the whole thing that really set this, really put everything into motion was Sadame's performance. It was. And yes, you can make the argument about Sorachika's performance as well in terms of Lucky. But this right here, Fanta's answer to Sadame's performance was brilliant because Sadame closed the fantasy park, saying it's time to go home. It's time to leave the fantasy. Um, the fantasy is over. You need to come and face reality. And then Lucky had, you know, Fanta confront his abandonment issues that he, refused to do for so long because he used his fantasy land as a coping mechanism. And now this, where he is ready to go and face the world and face his abandonment. I feel like he's ready to face his abandonment issue head on now. And again, I love that it was mainly Sadame that saw that was there, but to like really emphasize it, this was his answer to Sadame. So beautiful. And Paul, like, you just cease to amaze me with this. This is so beautiful. And I really do like how it is kind of tied into college as well, too. It is. But what did you guys think of this chapter? What do you guys think of like Fanta's answer to Sadame's performance? I think this was beautiful. This was let's be real. This was specifically for Sadame. This was not for Lucky. This was not for anybody else but Sadame. Because Lucky, for him, Lucky's patronized him. Lucky was not on the same level as him. Nah. Nah. Sadame was the one that was on his level that was able to wake him the fuck up. But anyways, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below what you guys think. And remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe to Nerdigans Inc. Love what we're doing and want to help keep this operation alive and kicking so we can keep bringing you more PPPPP content. A few ways you could do that. Donate to our Cash App, PayPal, Patreon, purchase something off our Amazon wishlist. All that's in the description box below. Also, make sure you follow us on Twitter, Twitch, Discord, friend us on PlayStation Network. That's in the description box below as well. Till next time, Nerdigans, I'll be seeing you later. Bye.